Fuck off. Welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. Welcome back to another live match reaction. Yeah, we haven't actually done one of these in a while. Apart from I guess we have in the Leicester game, but I need to go back to doing these a lot more. But yeah, we lost. West Ham United 0, Newcastle United 1. Make sure to leave a like on the stream. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. I'm trying to reach 1K before the Premier League season ends. Yeah. That wasn't the start of the week that I wanted. I've got a busy week. That was not what I wanted today. The thing is, I've had to just like eat food very quickly so I can actually do this stream on time. So I've calmed down a little bit because I was fucking hungry. Not gonna lie, fucking stuff some McDonald's. But yeah, man, that game was awful, man. That game was awful. Cool, we started well, but starting well like doesn't mean fuck all if you're gonna play the rest of the 80 minutes, like that, Like I'm just being real with it. I'm just being real with it. Like usually, to be fair, it's usually the opposite. We usually start really shit under the previous managers, and then what's it? Have like 20 minutes of greatness, and then go back into our shell like usual again. But we had a good start. We fired off very well. Same starting 11, which I expected. I didn't want, but I expected. I didn't want this lineup against Leicester either because the way we set up against with this specific starting 11 is more suited to transition. We don't need 5 defenders all the time. As we saw today, like this game was crying out for a striker. Like it was crying out for some presence in the box to help out Jared Bowen. But let's be honest, man. Some of these players fucking stink. Some of these players genuinely stink of absolute dog piss. Some of them genuinely stink, like proper stink. Like I'm talking changing room BO stink. I'm talking skid marks. That's what I'm talking when I say stink. Like I can guarantee you, Mavropanos. I know he only came out as a sub, and people could be like, "Why are you starting with Mavropanos?" Oh, don't worry. That's not the only player we're gonna get in that we're gonna like properly criticize. But I guarantee he has skid marks. I guarantee Mavropanos, if he was trying to have a child, he'd be the one getting pregnant. This guy needs to be Jay Slated because that fucking diagonal pass at the end reminded me of when, like, against Chelsea, this guy cut in on his left foot and P-rolled it. Why is it always like this guy has to take too many touches on the ball and then do some foolishness? Like, he's generally built like a brick shithouse for no reason because he's not exactly strong. And it's not even like Newcastle were good today. It's not even like Newcastle were good. We were just shit. But they put their chance away and we didn't. The few chances we actually had, this is why you need to put them away. This is why you actually need to shoot on goal with precision for once. This is why you need to test your goalkeeper. Or test the other people's goalkeeper, for fuck's sake. This is why all goalkeepers that we play against, they can set up a deck chair. Because I was saying about Areola before this game against Arsenal, and Leicester could have set up a deck chair, but Jesus Christ. Pope could have done the same thing today because Areola had to do all the work. In fact, Kilman nearly scored for them. Kilman started well, then dipped a little bit in the second half. I don't know. Like, this is the first thing I'll criticize Graham Potter on. And I understood the sub against Arsenal and Leicester because Tadebo just came back from injury. So I get you're trying to like ease players back in. But by now, if a centre back is being taken off 3 games in a row after coming back from injury, then clearly he wasn't really ready to start. Then clearly he wasn't ready to start like a full 90-minute game in the first place. There's not really any point starting him. Like I don't see the point of taking Tadebo off to put Mavropanos on 3 games in a row. 3 games in a row. There is no point of doing that. No point. There's no point doing it. And it makes our defense much worse. Like, to be honest, we didn't even defend bad. It was just that one goal. I don't care about refereeing. I don't care about VAR. It's a 90-minute game. I don't care if people think it's a foul or not. You need to score goals. You need to create goals. But this squad is bland. This squad is shit. And the midfielders are shit. I've said every video since Potter's come in, we need to refresh the midfield. Do you know what? It says a lot where James Ward-Prowse is your best midfielder on the pitch today. And by the way, I thought he was a good performance. It's actually kind of a testament to how good he was today. But Alvarez and Souček were really poor. I'm not going to go in on Souček too tough because Souček has been decent as of recently, but I know his deficiencies. With Edson Alvarez, too many touches on the ball. Genuine spastic. Like, genuine spastic. Park in the disabled area immediately. You need to go with Jay Slater, Madeline McCann, and all these men. You need to join them. Join them. Please, go missing. I do not care. If there's an Epstein Island Part 2, Edson, just go there. Do something else with your life. For fuck's sake, man. I'm sick of... I went from watching Declan Rice to Edson Alvarez, man. I went from Declan Rice to Edson Alvarez. I know I know we're not meant to upgrade on Declan Rice because we're West Ham. However, going from Declan Rice to Edson Alvarez is still the biggest downgrade I've ever seen at West Ham by a long shot. By a long shot. I'd go at Declan Rice at times for banter. I don't actually think he's shit or anything. But this guy is the worst. He's got to be the worst 6 in the league. Maybe not. Okay, maybe he's better than Calvin Phillips, but that's not saying much. Maybe second worst. Harry Winks and Ndidi are better than him at Leicester. Southampton have Ugochukwu and Flynn Downs, both better than him. Even fucking Will Smallbone is better than him. So this guy after Calvin Phillips is probably the second. Sam Morsey's better than him. There's a lot of better 6s out there than Edson Alvarez. And this guy, by the way, why is he constantly touching other men instead of just winning his duels? Why is he constantly just touching other men? All he does when the ball goes in the air is just start going like this and start trying to grab like men's nipples and shit instead of winning the ball, concentrating, looking at the ball, and then trying to deliver the ball forward. You're a midfielder. This isn't WWE. This isn't Misfits boxing. This isn't any form of boxing. This isn't any form of fighting. And if you was in a fight, I would bet against anyone that you was facing. This guy, he's just a fucking Mexican with a short temper. He's got no technical ability. He's got no drive. He's got no pace, no power, no fight. Well, he does have fight, but for all the wrong reasons. He looks like he's fighting chromosomes, if that helps. This guy is not a good player at all. He can't pass the ball forward either. It's not like he can dribble past players. He's wank. He's fucking shit. And listen, I'm going to criticize Souček, but I'm not going to have too much of him because he's actually been on good form recently. But we've seen his deficiencies. The guy can't pass a ball. We was actually trying to pass out from the back a lot more because that's what Potter's trying to instill into this team. And you can see it game in, game out that we're trying it even more because that's the end. That's the end goal in terms of style of play wise, in terms of identity wise. But when we're trying to pass quick, you can see who can do it and who can't. Bowen can, Wan-Bissaka can, Todibo can, Kilman can. Souček can't. Ward-Prowse can't. He can pass a ball to an extent, diagonal ball, but that's it. Edson Alvarez can't. Scholes can. Kudus can when he's not on crack cocaine, but today he was on crack cocaine. And as much as I'm seeing like a couple good turns and whatever, I'm putting Kudus in the same conversation as these men because credit in the bank doesn't exist, in my opinion. Credit in the bank doesn't exist. For me, it doesn't. The reason why credit in the bank doesn't exist is because I watch football with my eyes, and I'm going to go off what you're doing now. I may not have much vim for you if you've performed well recently and then you perform bad, because I see it as a one-off. But this is why credit in the bank doesn't exist, because my opinion will change if you carry on to play like this. And to be honest with you, when I'm looking at the squad and I'm thinking, I'd sell this guy, etc. Kudus is one of them. Kudus is one of them. He needs to leave. Charlie, you were right. Kudus just needs to leave. And to be honest with you, I think my judgment's been very fair. I think everyone that doesn't watch West Ham week in, week out, um, will probably say it's West Ham's fault and Kudus is this and Kudus is that. No, no, he's not. Kudus needs to leave. If you watch West Ham week in, week out, you'd understand. Kudus doesn't do fuck all. Kudus overruns with the ball. He takes too many touches. He runs into players for no reason. Pause. He doesn't have a good final ball. He can't shoot. He doesn't have a good right foot, a good left foot at this point. He's played on the left, the right, the 10, and hasn't performed in any position behind a striker. He hasn't even performed in the false 9. He just doesn't perform well. And it's not West Ham's fault because you're playing in your right position now. Now, I want to give people context. I gave this guy a bly under Lopetegui with him playing on the left week in, week out. You're now playing in central areas where you're good at. This is what you're good at. I'm seeing results from Bowen every week. I'm seeing results from Wan-Bissaka every week. Even with Tadibo when he plays. Tadibo's only just got here. When Tadibo plays, he doesn't really put a foot wrong. But Kudus, I'm watching you closely because it's not just bad form. It's a bad season. If this was bad form, we'd allow it. But this isn't like a Jared Bowen thing where I get Kudus hasn't been it for 5 seasons. But you've still been here for a considerable amount of time where if I can see what you're capable of, I'm going to be harsher on you. But it's come to a point where was last season just you embracing yourself in the Premier League and now you're not trying? Because if this is an equality thing, this is a lack of trying. For me, I don't think he's actually doing a lack of trying. I'm not seeing him walk around the pitch, slob around, stroll around. What I am seeing him do is run into shadows. Run with the ball into shadows. He's not linking up play. He's not helping. He's becoming a detriment to the attack. Now, to be honest with you, we don't have pretty much choice with who we can play in terms of attackers at this current moment in time. So we don't really have much choice but to play him. However, that doesn't give me more of an excuse for you to get a bly just because you're the best out of what we have. The standard is not like high. Like the bar is on the fucking floor. The bar is on the floor. I'm gonna get into your comments, then I'm gonna get back into the game. But shout out to all of you. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe, and feel free to interact in the show what you thought. And we're gonna have content coming over the past few days and few weeks and stuff like that as well. Glad Antonio's recovering well. Yeah, good to see Antonio back. Good to see Antonio back at the stadium. Yeah, man. Like that, nothing can take him down, man. Nothing can take him down. He's too strong for the shit, man. Too strong, man. The tifo was sick to see as well. I posted a short about it of him coming back. I'll post a short about the tifo from my angle as well. Shout out to Melon. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Steve. Deserve winning in, Steve. As much as you guys aren't great, we didn't put our chances away. Shout out to yourself every single time. Fuck, we are missing a creative player in the midfield. Then when we start with Alvarez, Souček, and James Ward-Prowse, yeah, we don't need this midfield every game, do we? If only you had someone like Enzo. Forget Enzo, bro. We need fucking Chris MD. That's a Ben Mitchell yapping in chat. Enzo could do it as a craftless and create fuck all. Big up to Wasim. Big up to Arthur. Chin up, Mike. So it'll only get worse from here. I don't think it will get worse from here, but yeah, it was a terrible game today. Fernando's got assist. Big up AK. 100 million for assist against this. You man are just arguing now. Fair enough. Mavropanos thinks he's Cesc Fabregas. I don't know who Mavropanos thinks he is, but Mavropanos is the same ilk as King Von, Epstein, Weinstein, Diddy, who else? Who else can we put in that list? Drake. But no, he's in the same list, man. He's in the same list. I still take Maverick Palace over Colwell. I don't know, it's like comparing two fat people in a 100-meter race, bro. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ. Big up to Warrior. What did you think you were not doing right against Newcastle? I missed beginning of this since I thought you were going to put a review on video. Uh, I haven't had time to do a fan cam, so I'm going to do a fan cam straight after this stream. I've only just got home, really. I only got home at 11:15, and I had to eat in like 15 minutes. And I like to eat slow, but I had to eat fast just to fucking do the stream. But yeah, we didn't, the lineup was like the same winning lineup. So I got why Potter kept it, but more creative players. We needed an extra attacker. This is why the five at the back thing, like as much as we actually defended quite well, we don't create chances. This team is better suited for transition than it is possession, so it is far from being in Potter's mold. But what I will criticize Potter for at this current moment in time is you do have players there that can distribute the ball forward. That you may not be able to get the very best out of the squad because this squad does suck, but you can make better lineups. You can put Soler in. I think Soler needs to start in midfield instead of Alvarez. I would be fine with a Souček, Ward-Prowse, Soler midfield from now on, but that's just me. But there's a lot, man. Just distributing the ball forward, a lot of basic stuff, a lack of movement in the final third, lack of quality as well. All of that stuff. Souček missed a chance. Even Rasmus would score. Oh, yeah, right at the start, sorry, as well. Souček should score that. I know it was instant, but he should score that. He does have that in him to miss those kind of chances as well, as he's good at scoring them as well. The only upgrade on Rice. Rice is just a centre back with CR7's PR. World class DM. The thing is, I don't agree with world class or he's just a centre back, but centre back from a National League South level centre back playing as an 8 in the Prem. That's a bit of an exaggeration. Man said he'd be Chelsea's best 10. You man are taking a piss. Shout out to Pels. Kudus has had a bad season, but you really want him out? Yeah, I do. Because here's the thing, like, Pels, I'm not even being reactionary. This isn't a thing of just like the past couple games. This has been a thing for the past the season, to be honest. But I gave him a blight under the previous manager because he was playing him out of position quite a bit. But he's been playing in his position. Even when he's playing on the left, he's playing in the middle. He's playing in spaces where he's used to, and he's doing basic stuff wrong. Like it's not even like Kudus is like giving his best application and he's just not scoring goals, or he's just not assisting because other people in the team aren't scoring goals, or it's because the stats don't look as good, but on the eye test he's playing really well. I haven't looked at his stats, but the eye test is horrible right now. It's more of a case of he's taking too many touches. When he's throwing goal, he somehow kills the chance himself. Like we're coming up against Dan Burn and Fabian Schär, and this guy is making him look like, I don't know, Maldini and Nesta sort of thing. But he's been doing this kind of all season, but I would give him a blight because the previous coach his tactics were just bombastic terrorism. I said Palmer's fallen off here, but you men are arguing about Chelsea. Blink if you hate West Ham. Fucking hell. I'm trying to find comments where is it just you man like just shouting at each other. Disagree. Thought Kudus was our most attacking threat, being lacking confidence. He should have shot with his right instead of trying to play on his left foot. I don't think he was our most attacking threat, but he started really well in both halves. But my problem is that for the rest of those halves, we kind of see that throughout the whole season. And guys, I've said this before. Like, if you think about the games under Potter, 45 good minutes against Aston Villa in the FA Cup, dips in the second half. 45 good minutes against Fulham, dipped in the second half. Shit against Palace, first good 20 minutes. Shit against Brentford. Like, he doesn't have a good 90 minutes anymore. And I could only go back to like last season when he's last had a good 90 minutes. But I understand what you're saying, to be honest, because he did have a good start to both halves, but it's just he's not good enough, man. I think the idea of Mohamed Kudus is very good, but actual execution of him, like we're yet to see, a top player that we've been promised to see. Our midfield was too safe, no creativity. That's why we needed Pac-Man. Even Soler, at least he has legs. I think Soler needs to play because not only does he have legs, he has creativity as well. Like he is creative. Like that assist for Wan-Bissaka against Arsenal, That's what he's capable of. So I think he needs to start. Big up to Prime as always. I want Skulls to have a break for the game. Even he had a mistake that cost us today. He's young. I don't want us to just play week in week out. Let Emerson play with missing in build up. Yeah, do you know what? I don't think Skulls had a worst game or best game. I think he was just average today. But I agree with you. I don't think he needs to play every game. I don't think he needs to play every game. I think that's why between Skulls and Emerson, I like both left wing back options where we can play them both. I think Skulls was fine in build up. My problem was the movement on the left hand side. Skulls and Kudus don't work together. But also when you play just a front two of Kudus and Bowen, we don't have good enough movement. I think Skulls is good at being the wing back that can take you on 1v1 and get a cross in, but I think we need to utilize that skill a lot more because he was the only one that wasn't just crossing into an area. I don't think it was his best game either, though. But he will be a great player. But as you said, he shouldn't play every game. So I think you're spot on. Apart from the first 5 minutes, and the first 5 minutes again in the second half, we were too passive. Newcastle came for the point. We went home with all three. Facts. Facts. Wasim, you're spot on. You're spot on, bro. Because Newcastle weren't that good. They were actually there for the taking. But as soon as I went to myself today that there was a missing opportunity for us to, go up 2 places in the table and win 3 in a row for the first time, win against Newcastle at home for the first time since 18-19 season. You know what West Ham are like, Wasim. Like every West Ham fan in the chat knows what West Ham are like when it comes to missing the chance to go higher in the table. That's what we're like. That's a Prime. You're a sensible fella. Football is too dead these days. Need more talk about Skulls sucking out his daughter's toes. That's why the streams always go left. Because if you think I want to be talking about West Ham all the time, I would have bought a news from Amazon by now. For me, this is why under the Lopetegui era, I was trying to talk about other things. But I had to just sit there and rant all the time. But this is why I talk about other teams. So I don't have to kill myself. Did you get out of the stadium or did you stay to the end because you went after that Mavropanos pass? No, to be fair, Warrior, I've only ever left the stadium early once, and that was because of Lopetegui against Liverpool, and that was his penultimate game. That was his last home game. It takes a lot for me to leave the stadium, to be honest with you. I always stay to the end because I know the shortcut to getting home, so I know I'm always going to get home kind of around the same time. To be honest, it takes me a lot. It takes me a lot to leave the stadium. But that Mavropanos pass, this guy is the Harvey Weinstein of football. This guy is the Harvey Weinstein of football. This guy is the utmost terrorist, fucking serial killer nonce of football, bruv. He is awful. He is so bad. I don't want to see people defending him. This is why I put in the fucking title. Stop sticking up for these players. Because we've got a good coach now. These players need to fucking rise. West Ham struggle, find the winning formula. Don't change it until you lose 14 games in a row. Repeat. I don't even think Kudus was terrible. His decision making is poor at times. I did think he was terrible just because I think he had a good 10 minutes. But 70 minutes of the game, I still think he was terrible. Charlie, it was the 1v1, well, not the 1v1, but when he was through on goal in the first half, he made a terrible pass where he should have just, it was a terrible through ball and it was very basic. Running into things. I don't get me wrong, he's had worse games than this, but it's a continuation of bad games. It's a continuation of games below a 5 out of 10. Imagine you in real life constantly linking girls that are 4 out of 10s, 3 out of 10s. Your friends are going to go mad. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? Think about it like that. That's how I'm going to address it. Yeah, you've already said that. First, you have a winning formula, spend the billion, go backwards. Which player you think played well? As Charlie said, I think Kilman played well. Areola was really good saving-wise. His distribution in the first half was terrible. I do agree with Bowen was okay. I think Ward-Prowse is actually good, in the 6. I think Ward-Prowse was good in the 6. I think he did his job well. I thought Cresswell was terrible in the first half in terms of his passing. Skulls was average. Kudus was terrible, as I just said. Souček was terrible. Well, Souček was average. He just didn't, the basic stuff that he just didn't do the basics right. He wasn't terrible. Alvarez was terrible. So I'd say Ward-Prowse, Kilman, Areola, Wan-Bissaka as always. apart from one mistake in the first half where he was overdoing it with like trying to dribble. Those are the players I can say played good. Kudus is a worse version of Doku. I've been saying it. I still prefer him to Doku, but it's kind of more of how bad Doku is. I'm assuming you think this is a missed opportunity since Newcastle has suspension injuries, etc., and you might have thought this was the best time to play against them. Yeah, basically worry, yeah. And also because we've not won 3 games in a row for a long, long time, and we've not beaten them since the 18-19 season. So this was the best time to play them. Without a Gordon, Isak didn't do anything today. Kilman had Isak in his pocket. But one cross, one goal, they put their chance away. And to be honest, even when they weren't good, they put one cross and they were effective. So as much as they weren't good, we didn't like whoever wins deserves to win. Whoever wins the game in football deserves to win a game. I'm not gonna be salty and be like, they didn't deserve that. Bro, they put the ball in the back of the net. We didn't like Kudus doesn't really work well with anyone, fair. Paquetá and Emerson work really well together. They do. I've always said though they need a third man run to help them though, because when they keep 1-2 into each other, it's like everyone wants the ball short. And that's another thing today. I think we need to address this in the summer. Bowen is the only one that runs in behind for this team. He's the only one capable of doing it effectively when Somerville is not there. We need to buy another winger, especially on the left-hand side, that can run in behind. And then I think we need competition, like proper competition for Jared Bowen for when he's not there. Unless we're going to keep Guillermo, which by the looks of things, he's probably going to go because he's not going to play, which is unfortunate. Shout out to NA. You should have won the game. Newcastle are arse. Souček is a bum. Yeah, I agree. I think Souček could be a squad player that can play now and then. I don't rate him as a player, and I don't think he suits the system, and I don't think he should start. I don't think any of these midfielders should start. But we do have bigger problems than him. But yeah, it was a missed opportunity today, man. Newcastle were arse, man. You're gonna batter them in the final, for sure. Well, then again, they might just turn up for that because, you know, they turn up in big games, but they're still not gonna win. This is why Loppi should have been shown the door earlier. Would have seen this and had a window to sign players to help. Paquetá is your best creative midfielder, and he's only creative with betting. Melon, yeah, that's why, like, sacking him earlier would have been spot on because, like, I even said as much as I want Lopetegui to go, I want Potter to join. We should have done it earlier because it was in the middle of a January transfer window, and it was one day before an FA Cup game, so it was literally the worst time to sack him and sign Potter, because you decided to sack Lopetegui after the Man City game and not the Leicester game. Like seriously, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Newcastle on the ropes, dead food. Newcastle were cooked for the Carabao Cup. Facts. I thought you started off well, and I'm not going to lie. Thought you lost a bit of control during the game. Yeah, I agree. I think it was a bit of cat and mouse during out the first half. The first half of the game was a bit of a thing where we were going man to man at times. We were pressing well. Our shape was really good. We actually, like, I can see the foundations of what Potter's trying to build in it. Like passing out from the back, but also at times we're going to be in a mid block where we defend really well, stay high up the pitch where we defend really well, and sometimes we're going to defend a lot deeper. And we've managed to adapt to that very well off the ball. But these players on the ball aren't good. Do you know what, to be fair, with the right system, a lot of these players are actually quite good. Like Souček's very good off the ball. Like even I've only just got why he starts Ward-Prowse in the middle and deeper than Souček and Alvarez off the ball, because Ward-Prowse isn't mobile enough to get to to cover the sides with the fullbacks. And Alvarez and Souček are better tacklers. Ward-Prowse is a better interceptor. So I get why he plays him in the middle of the midfield three. But for me, at the same time, none of these midfielders are good enough. As good as Ward-Prowse has been since he's come back, I still don't think if we're not going to be able to sell him because this guy is 30 years old, I don't know who's going to want him. Southampton are going to get relegated, so I don't think they want him. They're going to be able to get him back. The best we're going to get is a loan. I don't think anyone's going to want to bid for James Ward-Prowse in 2025. If he is going to stay, which means that we've failed to sell him, then the best we should be able to do is play him as a squad player, the same as Thomas Souček, to be honest, as well. He should be a squad player. I don't think we should sell Souček yet. I think in a couple of seasons, but then again, he's going to be older as well. We're not going to be able to sell him. But if We need to sell a lot of players. So my last problem is Suchek, but we need to upgrade on the midfielders. Alvarez should be one of the first. Mavropanos, Alvarez, Andy Irving. Unfortunately, Guilherme is probably going to have to go because he's not going to play. Even though I think there's probably a player that we've not unlocked, we've not played. Danny Ings definitely needs to go. Rodriguez probably doesn't play, so Rodriguez needs to go. Sufal is going to probably go on a free, I assume, because his contract runs out. Don't know what's happening with Antonio. West Ham should have had a pen, not going to lie. The first goal shouldn't have counted. I've not seen it back, the penalty decision, and to be fair, I've not seen the goal back either. But regardless of refereeing decisions, NA, it's a 90-minute game. I just think we should have created more, tested Nick Pope more, and the chances we did create, we should have put in. So regardless of refereeing decisions, we should have won that game. The guy who dribbles over Enzo is slandering Paquetá. Football is gone. To be fair, Paquetá is I'm actually going to put Paquetá and Kudus in that list. Like, I feel like if Paquetá and Kudus carry on the way they are, they should both go as well. I always love Paquetá for the assist in the final, but that cameo when he came on, man. I'm not going to judge the subs too much, but at the same time, that cameo when he came on, apart from Mavropanos, like, he was probably the second worst substitution cameo. Yeah, Kudus did fuck all. Like, apart from the first 5 minutes of first half, first 5 minutes of the second half, he did fuck all. He was ineffective. You guys are commenting a lot. Jesus Christ. I'm going to get to this comment, and then I'll come back to the comments in a sec. Now that Mavropanos pass at first, I thought was your other centre-back, but as soon as I saw the camera on Mavropanos, I knew you would have been pissed. Bro, he does this all the time. There's so many games, Warrior. You're a Chelsea fan, so you saw him trying to shoot at the end. He does this all the time, man. He takes too many touches of the ball. He tries to think he's better than he actually is. He over dribbles. He shoots for no reason. But I hate centre backs. I'm starting to really dislike modern day centre backs because these modern day centre backs generally think they can shoot from outside the box. They generally think they can dribble past bare people because you're regarded as a ball playing centre back. Nah, man, you're just shit. You're just a failed striker on your failed midfielders. Stay in defence, man. Move, man. Just stay in the first line where you're meant to be. Release the ball quicker. Release the ball quicker. Don't do any nonsense. Please. That's why I really hate modern day centre backs. Like, I thought Kilman and Sadibo played well. But I've been saying our defence is better with the right personnel. I've been saying that. Whether it's Skulls or Emerson at left back, Wan-Bissaka, Tanibo, and Kilman. It doesn't need Cresswell there. We can build on that as a back forward and have a winger as wing back. That should be the future. If he wants to, like, we need other centre backs anyway. So, yeah, couldn't get past fucking Trippier's. Yeah, Trippier's washed as well. Yeah, Brighton beat Newcastle as well. Neither of those two teams are that good as well. Brighton and Newcastle, the fact that they're battling for top 4 in European football, it says a lot about the league. Not gonna lie. Also, Fulham, Bournemouth, etc. Wan-Bissaka was your best player, other than Areola. Thought them two were two of our few good players today. Not gonna lie. I want Guilherme to be given a chance. Yeah, so do I. I think he would have fit. I think he should have been the sub instead of Paquetá, and then I don't know. Maybe put Kudus in the middle. Maybe should have taken him off. Put Ferguson and Guilherme on. Let Skulls tuck in as a third centre back in possession. Let Guilherme run at Trippier and go direct, and then get crosses in from Ferguson. I want him to be given a chance as well. What I just realised, I just deeped this today, by the way, guys. Fulkirk is back in training, right? And we're not playing Evan Ferguson. So that means we're going to have 3 number 9s on the bench with 0 number 9 to the starting 11. Deep that. We're going to continue with Kudus and Bowen up front instead of one of our number 9s. Listen, Ings is shit. Fulkirk is made of shredded wheat. Evan Ferguson, what was the point? Because if you sign this guy on loan, this is why I didn't want him to join in the fucking first place. Because when you sign someone on loan who doesn't have that much match sharpness and match fitness in general, joining on loan, they have to settle into your club, even though he's played in the league before. Settle into the middle of the season, make cameos off the bench. He has to impress from the bench and in training to then start in the starting 11. And we're in March. The season's 2 months away. That season's going to end in 2 months. What's the point of signing him? What's the point of trying to get a 9 as an extra body on deadline day if they never play and they never get any service when they do play? In fact, as the game got closer and closer and closer to the end, Newcastle got better and better because they knew we were frustrated. They got more control because they were 1-0 up. They weren't that good. Souček gonna go at Everton? I doubt it. I don't even think they have the money. I'd wish him well if he went to Everton. I don't really want him to stay or I don't want him to be sold first before some of these players, but I don't want him to stay necessarily either. As I said, I think he should be sold eventually, but we've got a lot more problems ahead of him. I don't think Everton are going to come in for him. But it sounds like the right move, innit? I don't know why you would want to move from West Ham to Everton because it would be a sideways move. I think he's just going to move back home when he leaves West Ham. Newcastle just park the bus and hope to scumbag a win. West Ham's passing look good at times. Occasionally, I can see the foundations for what we're trying to build, but we need the technicians. We need the technicians. We need the midfielders with technique and power to adapt. That's what we need. I was actually thinking, why can't Liverpool do 1-2s and pass out from the back? You dominated the midfield area for 20-ish minutes, which is impressive, especially with that midfield as well. But their quality showed in it, and they're like Joel Linton didn't really get into the game, but Joel Linton, Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, they ended up settling in, and because they just ran out, Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, and Souček as a unit ran out of steam, and Alvarez is shit. The fact the ref was giving fouls or gave a little push in the back, and then when they happened to kill before the goal, it was let go as jarring. But that's what's it called? English referees though, like it's gonna happen. It's Premier League. Stinger and hook for Isak. Oh, he was terrible. Kilman pocketed him, and a lot of people probably would have looked at that before the game, thinking that's cash money because everyone likes to think Max Kilman is shit just because he went for 40 million. Max Kilman is not a shit player. Is he a 40 million player? Probably not, but this guy's really good when Tadebo's. In fact, forget Tadebo. He's really good when square-headed prick isn't next to him. He's really good with the fucking kebab merchants not next to him. Mavropanos' only good game this season was against England. I was there at Wembley, unfortunately. That was it. He's not had a good game. Well, Palace at the start of the season when we won 2-0. He hasn't been good since. Did fuck all. Yep. Isak did fuck all today. Did nothing. People comparing Isak to Haaland too, absolutely bonkers. Yeah, I never got that. Like, as much as I do like Isak, but Haaland hasn't scored all those goals to be compared to Isak. Imagine Cresswell looked up Isak today, and he was shit today. Like, listen, I'm not going to go again. Cresswell's played well recently. He's 45 years old. I never wanted him at West Ham for him to sign an extension. Played really well against Arsenal and Leicester, so I won't go at him too much as I don't like him. But he was shit today as well. His passing was sloppy. Haaland is clear of Isak facts. People forget how inconsistent Isak is, plus injuries, plus small club tax. He does have games where he could get pocketed and the game just can get red. I think the biggest masterclass being put on him was Hoyson and Sabani. You really miss Somerville? I'm telling you this year, we have always missed Somerville. Every single game that Somerville doesn't play, we miss him because we have no one there on the left-hand side with direct pace. Somerville can't finish all the time, but he would at least create some chances. Chaos. We don't even have that. The average age of Newcastle backline is like 35. We didn't test down Burn today. I'm fucking embarrassed. I hate centre backs trying to play out the box from the penalty area. Clear the fucking ball, go long. Go long if there's a plan to go long. Like what I say with passing out from the back and long ball football. If you're any pass in football should have a plan. There should be a plan to every pass you make in the football match. If you don't plan to play it from the back, don't do it. If you don't plan to go long, don't do it. A lot of people would moan about us playing up from the back, but when we go long, when Areola was just putting pause when I say this, but balls in the air for no reason. Who is tall enough to win those headers apart from Souček? We're not going to tell Souček to go striker just for him to win a header. when he was putting the ball in the air for Skulls, Wan-Bissaka, Bowen, and Kudus to win in the air. None of them are going to win the ball in the air with their head. So you might as well just play out from the back because we're losing the ball anyway, and they're on the attack. So if you're going to lose the ball, I get it, people are going to be like, well, it's better further away from your box. But it's also better to lose the ball trying to do what you have been coached to do rather than being put in a situation where you're not used to. Watch along for the Everton game Saturday will be very interesting since it's the former manager against his old club. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. But yes, there will be a watch along. There will be a watch along. We're cooked, man. We're cooked. For that game specifically, we're cooked, man. And the thing is, we're going to lose that game. I'm not just saying this because we lost today. I always thought we were going to lose this game because David Moyes will be motivated. It's Everton's last season at Goodison Park. We are shit against Everton usually anyway. And the media, the English media, are going to jizz everywhere and spunk on their screen about a Scottish old man, as they always do, and say that West Ham should have sacked David Moyes. All the retards on Twitter, and I don't say that lightly, they are retards on Twitter that talk about be careful what you wish for with David Moyes and stuff are going to go crazy, even though Everton are also probably not going to finish anywhere above 10th next season either. When it comes to, the Premier League table next season. People don't understand, yeah, Moyes is doing really well with what he has, even though I said he would. But also, it's Everton's last season at Goodison Park. You don't think they were going to play well with a manager that already knows the club? Does nobody see the similarities with Slaven Bilic at West Ham? You see next season when they transition into a new stadium, they're going to struggle because they'll get found out. Moyes doesn't have a style of play. Moyes is very good at getting the best out of what he has. When he has to identify his own talents and own individuals, that's when he struggles. And that's when Everton are going to struggle. And yes, the Prem is cooked. The Prem has been cooked. The Prem has been cooked. The quality of the Prem is horrible. If the fact that Newcastle are 6th, Brighton are Newcastle 4th, 5th, Brighton 6th, even Bournemouth are technically better than these lot, but to be honest with you, they've been just getting the best out of what they have. Even though they actually haven't invested as much as people think. If it wasn't for injuries, they'd be a lot higher as well. They're better coached than both of them. But they don't have the individuals. Clive and Semenyo are very good players, but they're not that good. They're not that good. They're not top 6 players. We lost to fucking Brighton. I don't remember that game either. Yeah. You lost to them twice back to back. That was peak. Wait, Fulgrig is back. He's back in training. So we're going to have him, Ferguson, and Ings all on the bench. 3 number 9s. I'm assuming Guilherme will probably miss out. Probably put none of them on. None of them will score. I guarantee. Okay, we're on March the 11th, right? Clip this. I guarantee Fulkirk, Ferguson, and Danny Ings from now to the end of the season will score 0 goals. Ferguson won't score for West Ham United. Not because he's shit. He's not terrible. He's not fantastic either. But he won't play. He'll come on as a sub. Won't get any service. And there you are. That's all she wrote as West Ham. They won't score. Then none of them will score. I hope I'm proven wrong. But yeah. When I saw Pope in the lineup, I thought you would have scored at least one chance. I rate Nick Pope, but he just can't kick a ball. But to be fair, he hasn't had a good season either, to be fair. But we didn't test him. We don't test keepers. The only time we tested keepers was actually Arsenal, David Raya. We didn't even test Manson like that against Leicester, I'll be real. Max, to be fair, I actually thought Barnes, Isak Murphy won't get through the defence. That's why I said 2-0 win to you guys. But hell, you were poor about most of the game. That's why I said 1-1, because I thought we'd actually outplay them, but it'll be a draw or something. We won't have the quality to score 2 goals because we have to rely on Jared Bowen. Outside of Jared Bowen and the occasional Thomas Suchek header, I cannot see a goal in this side. I can't see goal scorers. Paquetá doesn't shoot when he plays. Kudus has been shocking. Guilherme doesn't play. I just discussed the strikers. I can't see goals. There's no goals in this team outside of Bowen. Outside of Bowen and Suchek, there's no goals in this team. And with all due respect to Antonio, he wasn't doing it before his accident either. So like we weren't scoring anyway. By the way, the push for the goal I thought was soft. Regardless of what it was, it's a 90-minute game. You have to outplay the team regardless of where you think the referee is against you or not. And that's the truth of it. That's the utmost truth of it. Like, regardless of how a referee, don't let the referee control the game. Don't let the opposition let the referee control the game either. That's just me though. That's just me. That's just me telling the truth. Like, for me, like I was angry at the game. I'm calmed down now mainly because I'm fucking tired, to be honest with you. I don't really want to get overworked about a football match right now because I don't really care. But I know we're going to lose against Everton. I know what the end of the season looks like. We're going to be around 13th, 14th, 15th. We're probably going to always miss an opportunity to go 15th, etc. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. That's going to be it from me. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. I'm going to record a fan cam and then I'm going to bed, probably. I will have the GVO show of Alfie at 10. Probably have the show of Prime the day after. And we'll have streams and videos across the board for you guys coming up. And we'll have the watch along for Everton versus West Ham. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Goodbye.